7:45 and 38 degrees on your Monday morning. This morning we've got some very special guests with us here. The last few weeks have brought some pretty big news for soldiers out at Fort Stewart. We're talking about deployment back to Afghanistan, as well as soldiers being on the front lines of Ebola, and even some discussions about possible troop reductions. Well, we've got the men in charge here to tell us all about it this morning. We have Major General Mike Murray and Brigadier General Jim Blackburn. Guys, I am so glad to have you here with us this morning. Now, you know, just having you here in-house gives folks in the community a little bit less of a nervous stomach this morning. This November 17th.
A cold nervous stomach.
A cold nervous stomach. You are absolutely right. But let's just get straight to the possible troop reduction talks. We've got the Department of the Army coming in here in a couple weeks. What do people need to know if they want to come?
Well, 17th of November at the Liberty County Performing Arts Center. And it's really the community's opportunity to tell the Army their thoughts on a potential, another potential reduction. As you know, we've already lost the 2nd Brigade from Fort Stewart. The Army's looking at up to 16,000 additional cuts out of a population of 23,000.
Right.
So, I mean, I would invite the community to come out and express their opinion, not only from the economic impact, but just, I mean, you're really looking at losing the division from coastal Georgia.
Literally our chance to make our case for how important it is to have that installation here in our community.
Exactly.
Economics, families.
And from a strategic standpoint.
Yeah.
I mean, Fort Stewart offers some very unique capabilities in terms of deployability, airstrips, location, training.
And they are an incredibly valuable asset. Let's talk about part of what the 3rd ID is undertaking right now. We just got word of a deployment back to Afghanistan.
Right. So we've actually sent my other deputy commander, Chris Bentley, is there in country right now. He left about 2 weeks ago. He and about 60 soldiers from the division headquarters, and then I will be leaving here before the end of the month with another roughly 200.
Wow. I mean, it's still very real. We think that it's drawing to a close, but it's still so very real. And even beyond that, let's talk about Ebola briefly. I mean, we've got our men and women there in a very vital role.
Exactly. Before I do that, so the reason I brought Jim along today is
Jim.
No, Jim will be in charge back here for the year I'm going. So he will be the commander of Fort Stewart.
You're a man.
And then the Ebola, 32 soldiers. It doesn't sound like a lot, but it is a huge contribution to that mission.
It's incredible, especially since that's all we've been talking about in the news.
Right. All out of the 82nd Civil Affairs Battalion. And so really liaison between USAID, which is the lead for the operation, and other government agencies. Okay,
Brigadier General, just real quick, what are you expecting over the next year?
I'm expecting a fun-filled time in the coastal community area. Still, we have 23,000 soldiers, and 98% of the division will still be here at Fort Stewart Hunter Army Airfield. So I'm expecting that we'll be very much engaged in the community. I'm expecting there'll be lots of training and preparedness to fulfill what the Army does, which is globally responsive and regionally engaged. And we will continue to train and prepare our forces to fulfill that bill.
All right, so we are so glad to have you here. I tell you what, good stuff. Guys, I want to give you one more look, or a real quick look rather, at the details about the question and answer session for the possible troop reductions. Again, this is the Department of the Army coming here to talk to us at home. Now, it's going to be on November 17th, starting at 6 o'clock at the Liberty County Performing Arts Center. It is your chance to come out and tell the Army how important Fort Stewart is to us here, both from an economic, a defense, but also a personal and family standpoint. All right, guys.
Outstanding.
As always, so glad to have you.
Thank you, Renee.
My pleasure completely. All right, everybody, 49 minutes after the hour on your Monday morning. Stay with us. Another look at your news, your weather, and your traffic after the break. We'll be right back.